Hello everyone, welcome to Lukmaan IAS. Today we are going to have our DTRS session which is for daily Takkar Rapid Series. So in this particular session we are going to cover 10 important MCQs from current affairs, and apart from this we are also going to relate these MCQs with UPSC previous year questions from prelims exam. So before we start the discussion, let us quickly go through our quotation, and this quotation is from a very, let's say, renowned personality. So it says, where the willingness is great, the difficulties cannot be great. All right. So this quotation is to motivate you. Why? Because like you are preparing for an exam that demands diligence, that demands effort, that demands continuity, it demands perseverance, it demands, let's say, like, unwavered attention from your side. So the thing is, while you are preparing for this examination, you need to be motivated throughout your journey, and it's a long journey. Sometimes you have to spend 1 year, 2 years, maybe up to 3 years also to qualify this examination. So it depends how much dedicated you are. If you are putting your effort regularly, if you are dedicated, if you are following the right track of preparation, if you are guided, so it is highly likely that you are going to qualify the examination. And this is rightly said by Niccolo Machiavelli. So when we talk about Machiavelli, so he was a person, let's say, who had a great interest in political affairs, and he was a practical, let's say, person related to geopolitics. He was a practical person related to, let's say, statecraft. And so Niccolo Machiavelli is revered for its, let's say, practical suggestions or for his practical steps to solve, let's say, most of the problems of his contemporary times. So with this, let us now quickly see the list of topics that we are going to cover through MCQs today. So here we are going to cover these 10 topics. One of the topic is high altitude pseudo satellite. So today we are going to understand what do we mean by high altitude pseudo satellite. Then we are going to discuss about safe city project. Okay, then we are going to discuss about the constitutional provisions for the budget. Okay, so we are going to discuss about interim budget. So we will discuss about constitutional provisions related to budget. We are going to discuss about a mission or a project which is known as E-Courts mission project. All right. So then we are going to cover the community reserves that are in news. Then we are going to discuss about smart card. So this smart card that we are going to discuss, it has been recently in news, and we are going to understand about the features of the smart card. Then it says the new economic reforms of 1991. So in 1991 we have gone through economic reforms that are also known as LPG reforms, liberalization, privatization and globalization reforms. So we will understand about the economic reforms that have been undertaken by India in 1991. Then we are going to cover, let's say, project which is known as Kaladan Multimodal Transit Transport Project. We will discuss about the features of this project. We will discuss with which country India has signed this project and why this project is getting delayed. We are going to discuss about it. Okay. Then we are going to discuss about the NIA, National Investigation Agency. Then we are going to discuss about the reasons or possible reasons for wildfires, because wildfires have been in news recently. So let us take the first question. So this question is related to high altitude pseudo satellite. All right, high altitude pseudo satellite. So before we take this topic for discussion, let us understand what do we mean by high altitude pseudo satellite. All right, high altitude pseudo satellite, HAPS, high altitude pseudo satellite. So basically these are man-made satellites that we have made, and these pseudo satellites are, let's say, these are satellites that have been created. And what will be the role of these satellites? Basically these satellites will be revolving around the earth. However, these satellites will be at a, let's say, at a very high altitude. They will be at a very high altitude. Altitude means at a very high height from the surface of the earth. All right. And how these satellites are going to be powered? These satellites are solar powered. They are powered by the sunlight. Okay. So that's why these satellites can stay over there for a long period of time, because they are getting sunlight to get powered, and using that solar power they are going to maintain their stability in a high altitude. Like why this satellite is being developed, why this kind of satellite are being, let's say, developed or innovated, it is because of multiple reasons. Number one, the satellites, the communication satellites or other kind of satellite that we launch from the surface of the earth, they are launched in low earth orbit or geosynchronous earth orbit or geostationary earth orbit. So basically for launching those satellites we need heavy launch vehicle, and it is very costly. Launching of those satellites are very costly. Okay. But the thing is, if we talk about high altitude pseudo satellites, so these are satellites, but for launching these satellites we don't need that high equipment, because they do not cross the what we say, gravitational sphere of the earth. So it is there in the this is known as LEO. Okay, low earth orbit. Okay, they are placed in low earth orbit, right, very near to the earth, but relatively they are at a high altitude. Okay, so they remain there because they are solar powered. They can stay there for years and they will be serving from there. Okay, so that's why the high altitude pseudo satellites are being built, okay, in India. And not only in India, across the world there are few select nations who are also working on developing high altitude pseudo satellites. So let us understand this question related to high altitude pseudo satellites. Okay, it says, with reference to high altitude pseudo satellite vehicle currently in use, consider the following statements. They have given two statements. We need to identify which of the above statements are correct. Number one, it is a new age solar powered unmanned aerial vehicle. This is right. It can remain in air for years. This is also right. Both these statements are right. And we have a, let's say, similar question that have been asked by UPSC in the past. It says, what is terminal high altitude area defense? Sometimes seen in the news. Okay, so it is an American anti-missile system. Okay, so this is the thing. So with this, let us now move to another question. And before this, you see this article, newspaper article. It says, meet high altitude pseudo satellite, India's very own unmanned aerial vehicle that can fly 20 kilometer high and float for months, like that. Okay, so that's why it was there. Then we have another question. It says, with reference to the Safe City project, consider the following statements. Okay, Safe City project is a project that has been launched by the Ministry of Home Affairs, and through this project basically they want to make the selected cities safer for women. Okay, and in this particular initiative they are going to utilize the fund that was earmarked for under Nirbhaya scheme. Alright, so this is the thing. So let us see these two statements. It says it is an initiative of the Ministry of Women and Child Development under Nirbhaya funds scheme. First statement is wrong. Why it is wrong? Because here they have mentioned the Ministry of Women and Child Development. It is not under Ministry of Women and Child Development. It is under Ministry of Home Affairs. Okay, as we discussed. Second, it says the Empowered Committee under Nirbhaya Fund has approved Safe City project on pan-India level. So other parts of the statement are right, but this project has not been approved, right, for pan-India level. What they have done is they have selected 8 cities in India that are, let's say, included under the Safe Cities project, and these are Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Ahmedabad and Lucknow. Okay, not all cities, it is not a pan-India level scheme, okay, as of now. So which of the above statements are correct? Neither one nor two. None of these statements are correct. Here we have a similar question in the past. It says with reference to Stand Up India scheme. It is a government scheme that they have asked, right? Here they say its purpose is to promote entrepreneurship among SC, ST and women entrepreneurs. SC, ST means scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. As we discussed, scheduled caste and scheduled tribes have been included in the Government of India Act 1935, and they have been taken as it is in the Constitution of India. That's why we have the name scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. And it says it provides for refinance through the SIDBI. SIDBI means Small Industrial Development Bank of India, right? So both these statements are right. Correct answer is option C. So with this, let us now quickly move to another question. And this is the news article, right, where they have mentioned about Safe City project. So this is question number 3. Here it says, with reference to constitutional provision for the budget, consider the following statements. They have given 3 statements, and these 3 statements are related to budget. Number 1, it says the budget is a statement of both estimated receipts and expenditure of the government. Number 2, no demand for grant shall be made except on the recommendation of the President. Number 3, the Finance Act completes the process of the enactment of the budget. All the 3 statements are correct. So correct answer is option D. Okay. Budget is a statement of both estimated receipts and expenditure of the government. I have recently discussed the interim budget. So there we have mentioned like from which sources Government of India receives money, from where money comes, right? And the sources where the Government of India is going to spend money, estimated expenditure. So they are covered. And demand for grant can be made only after the recommendation of the President of India, and demand for grant is made by each ministry, and in fact by each department in every ministry. Okay, generally one demand for grant comes from every ministry, but sometimes there can be more than one demand for grant from a specific ministry because it may be associated with different types of expenditures on different government schemes and all. Okay, and the Finance Act completes the process of the enactment of budget because, like the Finance Act actually legitimizes the budget process. Okay, it legitimizes the budget process. So the Finance Act legalizes the income side of the budget and completes the process of the enactment of the budget. So third statement is also correct. All the 3 statements are correct, and here we have a similar question from this same topic, vote on account and interim budget. So you can go through this question and you can, let's say, solve this part yourself. This is also from the similar topic. So this was the news article because of which we have included this question. Then we have another question. This is question number 4. It says, with reference to the objectives of E-Court Mission Mode project, consider the following statements. Now let us understand what is E-Courts, right? So E-Courts is a kind of new project that has been, let's say, adopted by the judiciary. So this E-Courts project is, let's say, available to judiciary at each state, right? At each stage. The Supreme Court of India has access to it. All the high courts in India have access to it. Even the district courts also have access to it. Why E-Courts project is being implemented by the government? It is because through E-Courts, basically the judges will be able to access the records of the previous cases where judgments have been delivered by the Supreme Court and high courts. Apart from this, a petitioner who has filed a case, right, in any court, be it high court or Supreme Court, right? So that petitioner will be knowing that at what stage his case is, right? So the thing is, he will be able to track the progress of his case. And not only this, the judges will be knowing that how many cases are pending and all. So this E-Court project is essentially a digitalization exercise, right? And India is among few select countries that have adopted digital technology in delivery of justice. And even the Supreme Court of India and various high courts in India, right, they do judicial proceedings, the important judicial proceedings in open court. They make it available through online platforms also. You might have come across the YouTube channel of the Supreme Court of India, where the cases that are being heard by the Supreme Court of India are aired online through YouTube. Similarly for Gujarat High Court, and there are many other high courts where they have created their, let's say, YouTube channel so that justice delivery process is can be seen by people in the country. Okay, so now let us understand about the objectives of the E-Court project. So here they have given 3 statements. One, it says to assist judicial administration in reducing the pendency of the cases. Definitely, like if you are adopting technology, so technology is a transparent medium, right? So through technology, you can quickly get to know how many cases are pending, how many cases are being filed. So this is one of the objectives. Second, to provide transparency of information to the litigants. This is also right. Third, to provide judges with easy access to legal and judicial databases. This is also right. All the three statements are right. So how many of the above statements are correct? All the three are correct. All right. And we have a similar question. So it says the mode of removal of the judges of the High Court. So this question is related to judiciary. So we have given answer also. So you can refer to that question, right, for your understanding. So with this, let us see the news article that has inspired us to make this question. It says data maintenance cost of e-courts. Okay, so like in this article basically they have talked about like what is the cost of maintenance of data for e-courts project in the country. All right, so with this, let us now talk about another question. This is question number 5. What is the topic? It says community reserve in news. Okay, so community reserve in news, basically why we have included this question, because in UPSC previous year in 2023, the let's say UPSC has asked questions related to community reserve. You see, community reserve, right? So this question is based on community reserve. We have given answer also. Now let us see the question that is let's say in front of us. So on one side they have given the name of the community reserves that are in news, and on the other side they have given the name of the states where this community reserve is located. So it says Gogabil Community Reserve. So where is it located? This is located in the state of Bihar. Gogabil Community Reserve. It is not in Assam. So first statement, first pair is not matched correctly. Second, Begun Community Reserve. This is located in Arunachal Pradesh. This is right. And this Kadalundi Vallikunu Community Reserve. So this is located in the state of Kerala. Where? In the state of Kerala, not in Tamil Nadu. Okay, not in Tamil Nadu. So third is also wrong. So how many of the above pairs are correct? Only one. Okay. Second, Begun Community Reserve. And why these community reserves are important? Because these community reserves have been in news. Okay, these community reserves have been in news. That's why they become very important for you to consider. And if we talk about this first community reserve, which is Gogabil Community Reserve, which is located in the state of Bihar. It is located in Katihar district in Bihar. So Gogabil is an oxbow lake, and it is the state's first community reserve in 2019. Okay, this is this Bihar's first community reserve in 2019. So that's why it is important. And if I talk about the second one, which is Begun Community Reserve, its full name is Singh Chun. Okay, Singh Chung Begun Village Community Reserve. Okay, its full name is Singh Chung Begun Village Community Reserve. Okay, this is located in Arunachal Pradesh. We have already discussed the answer for this. So in your free time, you can go through this. So here we have included, let's say, a data thing that talks about sacred group protection. Okay. Now we have another question. This question is question number 6. We will discuss about this question. It says, which of the following statements is correct with reference to smart card often seen in news? See, smart card is a very broad term, right? So this smart card topic has been in news for a long time. Don't get confused with that. Okay, we have smartphones, we do have smart cards, but like this question is related to the smart card that was recently in news. Okay. So it offers a comprehensive selection of products and services at subsidized rates for a startup. So basically in India there is a state, Tamil Nadu. So Tamil Nadu has announced a smart card. Okay, it has launched a smart card, and this smart card is meant for the startups, the companies that are getting established now, the companies that are young enough. Age wise, these companies are less than 10 years of age, and at the same time, if we talk about fund wise, right, so these startups have a limitation on that part. So to promote the startups, right, and to help the startups to grow in that state, so state government of Tamil Nadu has launched a smart card, and through a smart card they offer comprehensive selection of products and services at subsidized rates right, in the state of Tamil Nadu. And there is a similar question that UPSC has asked in 2004. This is also related to a smart card, embedded microchip and all. We have given the question, we have given the answer key also. You can refer to that in your free time. Now let us talk about another question. And before this, you see this news item. It says MSME minister launches smart cards for startups. Okay, so this has been launched in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, and let's say further details are mentioned over here. Then we have another question. This is question number 7. We are going to discuss this question. It says, consider the following statements. Okay, consider the following statements. They have given 3 statements over here. So we need to understand which of these statements are correct. So here it says, the new economic policy of 1991 was introduced under P.V. Narasimha Rao. Okay, so P.V. Narasimha Rao was the Prime Minister of India from 1990 to 1996. I mean, like during this period somewhere, he was the Prime Minister of India. So during his period, like let's say like the government of India has taken economic reforms, and these economic reforms are known as LPG reforms. Okay, they are known as LPG reforms. LPG means liberalization, privatization and globalization reforms. Okay, so the liberalization is the reform that has been, let's say like, primarily boasted by P.V. Narasimha Rao. Why we have included this statement? Because this year the this year the Bharat Ratna has been posthumously awarded to P.V. Narasimha Rao, right, for his contribution to, let's say like, to the Indian economy, right, for his reforms that he has taken, right, in 1991. So Bharat Ratna has been awarded. That's why we have included this statement. Second, it says full convertibility of Indian currency was allowed under the reforms. Okay, so it was allowed under the reforms, but later on what has happened, it was revoked. Okay, free determination of full convertibility of currency has not been allowed so far in the country. Okay, so the Reserve Bank of India makes it sure that full currency convertibility is not allowed. It is because, let's say like, it does have various concerns associated with it. Okay, what concerns are associated? It is because if we allow full convertibility, so those people who have invested in India through any channel, whether it is FDI or other channel, so the thing is, what they are going to do, they are going to take back money at a faster rate. So it is going to, let's say like, make the Indian economy more volatile. Okay, this is the thing. So full convertibility of rupee, Indian rupee, is not yet allowed. The free determination of interest by the commercial banks was allowed. So this was allowed earlier. Okay, so free convertibility, free determination of interest by commercial banks was allowed. Earlier it was done by the Reserve Bank of India. So first and third statements are correct. It means B will be the right answer. And there is a similar question from the previous year question. Okay, UPSC previous year question. So you can refer to this one. Then we have another question. Okay, so like this is the news item that you can see. Then we have another question, question number 8. Let us discuss this question. It says, with reference to Kaladan Multimodal Transit Transport Project, this is the official name of this particular project. Consider the following statements. Here you need to understand that Kaladan Multimodal Transit Transport Project is a project that has been initiated by India with Myanmar. So Myanmar is a country, neighboring country of India. This is the, let's say, eastern, in the eastern part of India, there is a country which is Myanmar. So let me quickly draw the map of India so that like I can make you understand little bit about it. Okay. So in short, I'm just drawing the map of India. Okay. So over here we have Myanmar. So Myanmar is a country, let's say, which is located to the east of India. It's not that big. Okay, it's very small, right? So don't scale this. This is Myanmar. Okay, it is very small, and India is a very large country with respect to Myanmar. So Myanmar is located to the eastern part of India, and we have initiated a project with Myanmar, and in this project basically what we want to do is, like, you know, we want to connect the Northeast India. We want to connect Northeast India with Myanmar, right? And through Myanmar, we want to connect with India. So generally, initially, this is, let's say, like, you know, this project, I mean, like, it is a kind of connectivity project. So this project uses sea routes, right? Apart from this, it uses, let's say, river routes, river water routes. Apart from this, it also uses roadways. All right. So the thing is, sea routes, how initially in the state of West Bengal, right? So there, it will follow water routes, then it is going to go through sea routes to Myanmar. In Myanmar, we are going to connect with a port which is known as Sittwe port. Okay, Sittwe port, right? And here there is a river, and this river is known as Kaladan river. Okay, this river is known as Kaladan river. All right, this is known as Kaladan river. So in Myanmar, this particular route also goes through inland river water. Okay, inland river water. So this is, that's why it follows river route also. And finally, through this, we want to go to state of Mizoram. So one of the state in Northeast India, basically. So this is going to reduce the time taken or the travel, right, taken to cover let's say different parts of the country, and we are going to connect with Myanmar also. This project has been initiated by India in the year of 2008. However, this project has been delayed endlessly. Why it is now being delayed? Because of internal turmoil in Myanmar. In Myanmar, there is a civil, let's say, like, you know, civil war is happening in Myanmar. What? Civil war is happening. And because of this civil war, different rival parties are contesting with one another for, let's say, like, you know, acquiring power. So junta, I mean, like, the military in Myanmar has, let's say, toppled the democratically elected government in Myanmar. So this is the thing. So that's why this particular project, Kaladan Multimodal Transit Transport Project, has been in news. Let us quickly see these two statements and then we will try to answer them. Number one, it says, the project involves various modes of transportation, including sea, river and road transportation. This is right, we just discussed about it. Second, it says, it aims to reduce inland reliance on its neighbor for trade with Afghanistan and beyond. See, as we discussed, that Myanmar is located over here, Afghanistan is located over here. I mean, like, you know, this Kaladan multimodal project does not have to do anything with Afghanistan. So second statement is incorrect. Okay, only first statement is correct. So how many of the above statements are correct? Only one. And there is a previous year question. It says, what is the importance of developing Chabahar port by India? Okay, Chabahar port. India will not depend on Pakistan for access to Afghanistan and Central Asia. Okay, so this is previous year question, and this is the question that we have framed for you. So we have included up, let's say, current affair article also, so that you understand about the importance of Kaladan Multimodal Transit Transport Project. All right. So this is the route. So here in India, let's say from Kolkata, so we follow initially a river route, then it goes through sea route, then we reach to Sittwe port in Myanmar, and then from here we pass through Kaladan river. Okay, this is Kaladan river, and then from here we reach to Palitwa, from Palitwa to another place, then Zoringpui is the kind of border between India and Myanmar over here, and then we go to Langtalai and Aizawl. Okay, this is the thing. Okay, so this is the multimodal transit transport project. Multimodal, why? Because river water is used for transportation, sea route is used, and roadways is also used. That's why it is known as multimodal. Okay, multiple modes of transportation are being used. Then we have another question, question number 9. We'll be quick in covering this question. It says, consider the following in the context of National Investigation Agency, NIA. Okay, So this question is related to National Investigation Agency. They have mentioned about the jurisdiction of the NIA. They have mentioned that who controls the NIA. They have mentioned that what role state government play with reference to cases that are under NIA. Can NIA transfer its cases to states like that? Okay, so let us go through these statements. It says, the superintendence of the NIA West in the central government. This is right. NIA can transfer the case to the state government for investigation and trial of the offence. This is also right. The state government can also investigate cases under the scheduled offences mentioned in the NIA Act. Okay. So all the three statements are correct. Okay. Here they are asking correct. So all the three are correct in this case. All right. So here let us discuss about the scheduled offences that are mentioned under the NIA Act. Okay. So under NIA Act they have mentioned various offences. One of the offences, Explosive Substances Act, Atomic Energy Act, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, Anti-Hijacking Act, Suppression of Unlawful Acts Against Safety of Civil Aviation, SAR Convention, Suppression of Terrorism Act. So there are many offences, there are many acts, right? They are known as scheduled, let's say like, offences or list of scheduled offences. So if any offence is conducted under those scheduled offences, so primarily the National Investigation Agency will look into that matter. It can itself do the investigation or it can transfer that case to the state government for investigation and for trial like that. And we have a previous year question which is related to home guards. This question has been asked by UPSC in 2023 itself, so you can go through it in your free time, right? We have also given the answer to this question. Right, NIA charge sheets 12 Bangladeshis in trafficking case. Okay, so there are many people from Bangladesh. They are coming to India. They are coming, let's say, illegally without following proper documentation. And not only this, people are not themselves only coming. They are also trafficking people to India. So that's why this article was there in news. Okay. Now we came to another question. This is going to be the last question for discussion today. It says, consider the following: climate-driven changes in atmospheric circulation, legacy effects of fire suppression, solar flares and geomagnetic storms, pyrocumulonimbus clouds and lighting, microbial combustion. How many of the above given are possible reason for wildfires? Okay. Basically, let's say this keyword is very important. This keyword is very important, wildfires. So they are saying that how many of the above listed items can be reasons for wildfires, all right? So this can be a reason for wildfire, this can be a reason, this can be a reason, this can be a reason, but this cannot be a reason. Why? Because microbial combustion happens at a very minute small scale. It does not have the potential, right? It does not have the enormous capacity to cause wildfires. That's why fifth is not right, first four are right. Okay, so correct answer is only 4. And you can go through the previous year question. I think yesterday I discussed about this question in detail, right? So we have also given the answer to this question, all right? So now let us see why we have asked this question. It is because this article came in news. It says Chile records its deadliest wildfire in 123 years, may be linked to climate change, okay? Chile is a country in South America. We know it is there in the western side of South America. All right. So they have seen wildfires in that country. Okay. So that's all from my side for the day. Thank you so much everyone for attending today's session. I hope you have a good day ahead. Thank you.